Oh yeah, I gotta tweet it.
Whoa! We're live.
All right, Ethan, you're gonna have to tell me if this is true or not. But I heard that we actually do have a special guest tonight on Ryan Stegman's live stream.
Is that true?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm asking you if it's true.
Well,
Is
you
it true
tell
that
me
we
if it's
have
true.
a very special guest on Ryan Stegman's live stream tonight, folks?
Uh-huh.
It's Ryan Stegman.
Oh my God!
Did you guys
That's
forget
fantastic.
me? Welcome back to me.
The Prodigal Son returns. Ryan, you've been away for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, when you go away,
we've
it
missed
gets less
you.
vibey. It gets more intense. The last stream was pretty angry.
Really?
It was angry
Yeah.
and long. It was a lot of Donnie yelling about Star Wars.
There was just like it was just like the entire thing was angry Star Wars talk and
Yep.
a lot less chilling. And listen, it was a great little vacation, but I'm glad to be back to the vibes.
Was last week the one where Chip showed up as he was getting kidnapped in the woods?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I showed up for a minute and saw some of that. That was pretty.
That
fun.
was pretty good. That was pretty
Yeah, if
good.
anybody missed that, probably go back and watch because Chip might need witnesses for whatever happens legally after what we saw in that.
So if you're
stream.
willing to help him, which don't feel obligated, don't feel like
Don't
that's
feel obligated
necessary.
at all. Yeah, no.
I
but if you want
realized
to, you can.
that when DC announced him as the Batman writer,
Mhm.
that they probably hadn't watched that, so they didn't know what peril he was in at that time.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
But welcome back, Ryan. Oh God damn it.
God damn it!
Just like-
Speaking of, I think we just Beetlejuiced him into the fucking
Shit.
chat. God damn it! Hi, Chip.
Hey, what's up? I can. My wife's out. She might be back any second. And I'm not allowed to talk to you guys around my wife. She gets really upset with me.
She gets really turned on.
She hates the phrase "supple boys."
Well, who
To
doesn't?
an
A
extent
lot of
that
people do. Yeah.
She does not approve of me being on this podcast.
Have you actually mentioned the Supple Boys to her?
At an inopportune time. So
We've been told it's bad branding, but we commit.
That's how we like it.
I will say a creator did pull them aside at New York Comic Con and told them that they shouldn't go by that anymore.
He was like, "Why are you guys doing this?"
which creator?
Riley Brown.
Uh-huh.
And then he came up later and he
The
said,
guy's fucking name is Riley Brown. Like, first of all, come up with a better name, and then you can judge the Supple Boys.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Jesus Christ.
He came up later to Donnie and he was like, "Hey, where are your sexy boys or whatever?"
It could mean so many things.
He's not wrong.
How's everyone doing? And by everyone, I mean Ryan.
I'm good. I wish that. I am drawing Batman right now.
Okay,
Do you know anything about this character?
I've got a passing familiarity from the movies.
All right, I'm going to do an interview with you right now, Chip.
Yeah.
So
This
what do you
is
hope to
my first
accomplish-
interview. This is my
What
first
do you
interview.
hope to
post-
accomplish with writing Batman?
Just kind of have fun with them. Make them a bit lighter. Maybe
Yeah.
why does the Joker get to tell jokes and Batman doesn't? Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wouldn't Batman think that would kind of annoy the Joker if he kind of like aped his whole thing for a little bit? maybe?
There is actually. I mean,
point.
you're too young for this, Ethan. But the Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. You ever see that, Ryan? I'm not
yes.
talking to you fucking guys. Yeah, the ending of that is basically fucking Batman Beyond realizing how to beat Joker is just start aping his style, and he just starts like telling jokes to him, and it drives him crazy because Batman never did that.
The jokes are so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my next question: How long until you turn Selena Kyle into Batman?
That's a fucking great idea. Shit. Oh man, I love it.
Okay,
it's mostly about turning Batman into Catwoman, but all right.
That's cool.
Mix it up.
Next question: How did you break into comics?
And where do I get my ideas?
I was gonna follow up with that.
I think I've told you before. Was it Kieran? Kieran had his podcast for a while,
Yeah.
and I got to do a thing where I would pre-record a question, and so he would go to this clip, and I recorded this like theme song about Chip asking questions, and it was way too long, and then at the end of it, it's just me asking, "Where do you get your ideas?" every time, and it just goes back to my theme song.
Did you watch the Norm Macdonald live or whatever?
Yeah, with Adam Egan asking
That was
that.
the best part of every episode was, where do you get your ideas from?
Good. Oh, so good, so good.
R.I.P. to the
R.I.P.
master.
R.I.P.
I'm gonna get some folks in here. Ryan Michael,
Hey, what up,
Matt's
guys?
here,
Yeah.
and of course Tyler Jeunesse is
Hey.
here.
Oh, Bruce Wayne, very good. Very good.
Oh yeah, it's Ethan time.
Oh, hey.
Well,
Ryan,
what's going
would you
on,
ever?
everybody?
Ryan, would you ever come over to DC and draw Batman that I write?
Yeah,
Oh shit! My wife's coming.
make it happen.
Yeah. You say the word. I can do basically anything there.
Yeah, you're the king of DC, I heard.
Yeah. Once you get on Batman, you just point at a thing. I'm like, I want that, and they just have to give it to you.
That's so cool.
And right now, I'm pointing at you, and I'm saying, I want you.
Hey, I forgot to ask my last question.
Yeah.
How much are they paying you to write Batman?
Good question.
I don't want to. I can't get into the specifics, but a lot.
Is it true they actually gave you a Bat credit card, like an actual like unlimited credit card, but it has
Chip,
Bat logo on it?
sorry. My wife just came in. Hi. So I wasn't talking to the supple boys.
Huh.
All right. Okay.
I didn't know
If we
Chip's.
get-
I didn't know Chip and his wife had such a thing about you and me.
Yeah, if
but
we inadvertently end Chip's marriage, so be it. You know, it happened live here on the stream.
I mean, if it wasn't us, something was gonna do it. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was
whatever.
only a matter of time. Really,
Yeah.
we're helping her out.
Honestly.
Hey friends, welcome
guys.
to the show.
Did we ever make
well-
Tyler an official supple boy?
He
Oh,
is.
am I?
He
Is
is.
that a
Almost certain that he
He's
is
the
an
third.
official
He's the third
boy.
supple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Chip, as always, has just completely derailed my complete
I know. It's
train.
I don't know that we've ever kicked off with Chip, and it's now left a bizarre energy over the stream.
But Mr. Stegman is back with us. Ryan, fill in the folks. Where have you been? You've been all over the place.
So I went to Las Vegas to do a signing,
Mm-hmm.
which I did with
Mhm.
aplomb.
And
Great work.
Donnie did not.
Donnie got COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and then, or I don't know, he was sick, and then
Mm-hmm.
so I went out there and did my signing, came home, and then lo and behold, my wife had booked a trip to Los Angeles for a vacation that I didn't have time for,
You just went right back out.
but I did.
So
it.
were you working while you were out there, or?
No, it actually turned out to be really necessary, where I realized that I was pretty burnt out. So
Mm-hmm.
after about 3 days, I unclenched and I had a good time.
How long were you out
Okay.
there again?
5 days, I guess.
So most of the trip was still just you, just being stressed that you weren't doing well.
But those 2 days, let me tell you, who baby.
Bless.
They were good. They
Bless.
were good. It was a good 2 days. I went on rides.
Oh, you went to
I,
a park?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
I went to Disneyland and Universal.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Did you go to Star Wars?
I didn't go on the rides or the Star Wars stuff, but I've seen the Star Wars area in
Orlando.
in Orlando already, and I did go on the Spider-Man ride at
Nice.
Disney,
Nice.
which was cool. I mean, The ride's not that great, honestly, but
Can I point out that Art Jedi in the chat says I should be an honorary supple boy since I'm the supplest boy.
He
here.
raises a good point.
I'm not gonna argue that like whether you should be or not, but I want to point out that suppleness isn't just youth. It's not just youth. Like youth is part of it. It's an ingredient, but a lot of it is, I mean, well, sexiness and creative prowess.
Dexterity. I always value dexterity as one of the supplest traits.
Right, and also a willingness to be exploited by rich people, that sort of thing. Like, there's a lot of
We do a
qualities.
lot of that, don't we?
I'm not saying that it can't be you, Art Jedi. I'm just saying I haven't seen you be exploited yet. So we'll have to see.
I wanted to say I don't think he really knows what it entails behind the scenes, and he would not like it.
No.
We're probably gonna be supple interning for Art Jedi at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
That kid's going places 100%. I'm getting Christian in here as well as Ethan R. Hello, fellas. Is it your first time for both of you being on the stream here?
Yeah, first time. I got
for me, yeah. First time. And
all right, first timers club, great.
First timers, yeah. Ryan, you missed a couple of first timers over the past few weeks. Well, welcome, guys. We're so glad to have you on the show. Ryan's doing a Batman for us, and we're gonna go down the line here and just see what everybody's been up to, reading, watching, and we'll go from there. We're gonna start with Ryan Michael. Hello, sir.
I'm good.
You're good. You're good. I'm glad to hear that. What you been up to?
Oh wow. Well, you finished everything. You know, we talked about Boba Fett last time. You're right. It was hostile, but we talked about it.
Yes.
Let's see. Peacemaker finale was pretty amazing.
It was great. Yes.
Hopefully everyone's got a chance to watch that. I read Crossover last night. That was ridiculous. Crossover 12 was really good.
Right?
So yeah, check that out. And yeah, just got some Star Wars figures in today.
Nice.
I ordered them a long time ago. Forgot about them, and then they kind of showed up, which was great. These are the Jendi Tardeschi.
Yes.
So yeah, these are near and dear to my heart because I was a huge fan of Jendi's already, and then you know, like when he got to do this show, you know, I think basically his mission of the Clone Wars show was like, what could Jedi do that we haven't really thought about before? You know, these are guys that can manipulate reality, they can push things, they can shove things, they can jump like, you know, 3-4 times a normal human. So I know for me personally, the Mace Windu fight scene, that it's worse forever. Watching Mace Windu take down an army of robots by himself was fantastic. With that being said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just gonna, just reiterate that I do love the Tartakovsky.
We're big fans,
his stuff in general is great, but his Clone Wars series is the best. And I'll usually, if I'm gonna do the full, you know, the watch through the Skywalker saga, I'll usually try and slot those that 2 hours that those cartoons make up. And
how does your girlfriend feel when you say stuff like when I'm going to do the Skywalker saga?
The Skywalker saga watch through? Well, she knows it's coming up. We've been watching Batman on and off all month, so she knows Star Wars is next. And,
why are you watching Batman? Something big happening today?
There is, in fact, believe it or not, a Batman sketch happening right here on the screen. That's what I've been preparing for. That is that's what I've been getting excited about.
Quick question: is that blood coming from the guy, or is that like spittle coming from Batman's mouth?
Blood coming from the guy, but maybe a combo. Now that you mention it,
yeah, he's yelling. He's an angry boy.
Little mix of fluids there.
Yeah.
Ryan, how do you feel? Because we're getting another Batman where he doesn't have the white eyes. His eyes are visible through the cowl. How do you feel about when they do that in the comics? Not the non-white eyes, like.
Oh, I don't like it. I even refuse to do it on this drawing.
You don't think it'll work?
I'm not.
Like a tiny little dot in each.
It's just so much cooler. It's like like Wolverine too. I just love when he has his mask on and his eyes are white, and I don't know why that looks so cool, but it just does.
Yeah.
I was talking about that
Very
recently with the new NECA gargoyles have the interchangeable faces where they have the emissive eyes, and they just look so fantastic.
I am unfamiliar with what that is.
Oh, NECA is a toy company, and they just made a new series of gargoyle figures from the '90s show. But they're like highly detailed, and they look like
Sweet.
they look like the figures you always wish you could have had as a kid. So.
You've never watched
Oh,
Gargoyles, Griffin?
I did not, but I know what it is.
Gargoyles is fantastic. It's one of the best shows of the '90s. I know it often gets overshadowed by Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, and Spider-Man, but it is right up there in quality.
Was it
It's fantastic.
was it the same studio that did Batman the Animated Series?
No, it was a different studio. They actually didn't think it was going to be a hit. I know, there are videos about the making of Gargoyles, and it was very rocky, where no one thought it was going to be successful. They barely got season 1 off the ground, and then it was this huge hit. So they put in this epic order for season 2, where whatever studio it was had to cancel all their other projects and just double down on everyone working on Gargoyles because it was such a huge hit.
It was almost as good as that cartoon Cops. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. I love Keith David as the voice of Goliath, who was also the animated Spawn, so.
Oh, Keith David. Ask Keith David.
Christ.
You guys know what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Requiem for a Dream. What up? What up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a thing in the chat here from Sam Humphreys that says
Sam the Hammer Humphreys is here.
Ryan should draw Batman because of the movie.
Sam Humphreys. Where's my phone?
And
I'm gonna.
What movie?
Sam Humphreys is telling us that there is, in fact, there is a Batman movie.
Yeah, it was like 1989, right?
I believe it was 2005.
That was one of them. There was one in 2005 as well.
Speaking
Ryan,
of movies,
Sam
I actually
in
have to
here.
leave like right now.
Let's talk
So
to Sam Humphreys.
I can't find my phone, and I can't send him the link.
You want me to call your phone so then you can hear it?
No, I know. I'm nowhere near it. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait, actually, Sam, you text me, and then I'll text you back because I can do it from my computer. But your phone number doesn't show up in my computer because something's wrong with my iMessage.
I'm about
This
to
is how
Sam
this
in,
is
so,
this is
bye,
how
guys.
we book.
Bye,
guests.
Bye, Tyler.
Enjoy the movie.
Bye, Tyler.
I'll hit you up when I get out of it.
All right.
I can't see
I'm getting
Batman
Sean
till
in here
fucking
real
Monday.
quick.
What a bummer.
Sean is the unexploited supple. Very good. Very good, sir.
Good for
Welcome
you.
to the show. Good to see you again, man.
Good to be seen by you guys.
Gargoyles was, correct me if I'm wrong, was Gargoyles showrun by Greg Weisman? Or was he involved in that? Or the new one?
Is that the guy that also did Young Justice?
Young Justice and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Then hell yeah, it is. Yeah, I've had that conversation
yeah.
with my
Okay.
brother. Spectacular Spider-Man is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, man,
Sam
it's the
Humphreys
best.
says, "I just texted you, Ryan."
Okay.
Okay.
I actually,
Nice
yeah, no,
talk, Jay.
I actually did one of those like online autograph things with Steve Bloom, and of all his characters, I asked him to
sweet.
do the Green Goblin from Spectacular because
Yeah,
it was
Nice.
just so good.
that's very nice. And he's got a huge arsenal, so that's dope.
He was actually very excited. You could tell he doesn't get a lot of Green Goblin praise as much as he should, so he was very ecstatic that he got to do it.
He's fantastic in that show.
Oh yeah.
I said to Griffin recently, I think Spectacular, like as far as like just pure adaptation goes, maybe the best like adaptation of the Ditko days, because it's like it feels exactly like the Ditko days in a modern context.
Was he canonically hot in the show?
Yeah,
Well, he's
I mean,
a
yeah,
child
because
in the show.
but yes, but also like the the popular girl wants him and everything. Like it's exactly like in the comics where he's like, yeah, he's a dork, but also the ladies dig Peter Parker.
Sounds like me.
It's exactly like you, Ryan Stegman.
Move the Car Sal's asking, which I don't know if this is Sal of Comic Pop. I'm probably not plugging his own thing, but he's wondering if anyone listened to Donnie's interview on Comic Pop, which happened last week, saying that they dug it. And yeah, Donnie did a guest spot on Comic Pop with our friend Sal Cavelli, who has been on our show before. We've been on their show before. Super great dude, and him and Donnie had a great conversation. It is not Sal of Comic Pop. Okay, great. Thank you. Move the car, Sal. So yeah, highly recommend as well. If you haven't seen that, him and Donnie get into a great discussion on that. And
Move the car,
and
Sal.
the
Did you
whole-
change your name to Sal because you love Sal Crivelli from Comic Pop so
Oh,
much?
I bet. Ryan. Wow, there's two Ryans: Griffin, Ethan, and everyone on call. What were your thoughts on January and Comic Pop? Comic Pop was great, or is great. They always do a killer job on all their shows, and it was super fun to see them move through, the catalog of stuff that, at this point, Ethan and I are so intimately familiar with, as we've been talking about him for 3 years now. And so, yeah, no, I love it. And
I didn't see it because I hear enough from Donnie as it is.
Fair. Ryan, do you want to move your camera? Mostly it's you and then shelves.
For God's sake, man.
really wants to show out that new layout.
Yeah. He's like, look at this.
There we go.
Yeah, handsome man. Matt, what's up, man?
Yep, nothing, just hanging out as usual. Happy to be here. Nice to see you guys.
Likewise, dude. We had to get you in and out pretty quick last episode, but I'm glad that you're here with us at the jump of this one.
Yeah,
What you been up to, man?
Working 24/7 and reading comics in between the days I'm not working.
Sweet, dude. What you been reading lately that caught your attention?
I've been going back through an old JSA run, David Goyer and Jeff Johns from like early 2000s.
Sure, man.
Yeah, and then I also got engaged since we last talked.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chains in the chat for Matt's engagement.
Thanks.
And so, in the stream so far, we have ruined one marriage, that being Chips at RC, and have found that another is budding. So
Yeah.
It's a balance.
I'm getting married next month. Does anybody want to ruin it before it happens?
Oh yeah, I got a thing about that.
You did. I got no response.
That was not intentional. I apologize. It seemed like too much of a thing to just like quickly reply to. So
Yeah, it's more the kind of thing you never reply to.
yeah, that's my MO. If I put it off, thinking I'll get to it later, and then I don't do it, and that's how I do it.
Come on, Ryan.
It's all good.
Come out to the wedding. And
although I will say, I'm pretty excited because
loud.
Mr. Tyler Janess has RSVP'd and made his arrangements. He will be there,
Tyler
so we will
Janess
have
will
3
be there.
supple boys at my wedding.
Nice.
It'll be good.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations to everybody involved.
Well, I'm kind of pissed. I gotta air a grievance here. So who was it that got engaged?
Me.
Matt.
That would be me.
Matt. Okay.
Yes.
Listen. Did you see that somebody proposed on Scotty's live stream?
I did not.
Well, you could have
On
done
Scott's live stream, you said?
it on Scotty's.
Oh, Scotty's.
You could have done this on my live stream and really boosted my numbers.
I could have, and
That'd be cool.
I'm deeply sorry I didn't.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
I really am.
We could fake an engagement. We should do more stunts to drive up the views on these live streams.
I feel like Chip provides them enough already.
Move the car. Sal says, "Congrats, you have my pity, Ethan." Wait, what? What? Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, marriage sucks, bro. Ball and chain.
Yeah, yeah. Hate my wife.
Ball and chain. Kids do love chains, is what I hear. Real quick, we lost Christian. So, sorry, Christian. I guess we will get to him, but he says he's got a work meeting. This is a blast. Looking forward to the next one and seeing how Vengeance turns out. Brian,
Yes.
Did you know you're drawing Vengeance, the personification of it?
No, I did not.
Nice.
And I don't care for
Very
that.
cool. Okay. That's fair.
Well, did you see the Batman trailer where they say, "What's your name, Batman?" and he says, "My name is Vengeance."
No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch the trailers.
Okay.
So.
Good man. Good man.
They say, "Hey, are you Batman?" And he goes, "No, I am Vengeance." And they're like, "Okay."
And somebody says,
You
I'm looking for a Mr. Vengeance, and he's
Hey,
over here.
Can I
That's
tell you
me.
guys something that Griffin tried to pull yesterday? Griffin, you can chime in after I finish speaking.
Sure.
Yesterday we were doing a recording,
Mhm.
and there was something that Griffin decided he didn't. We were doing a recording that he has to run, and he decided that there was a spoiler from us that he didn't want to hear, and he said, "I'll just leave." And I was like, "This is your job. You can't leave because of a spoiler." So he had to stay. What was the spoiler that you were trying to avoid?
We were talking about something that happened in the Batman trailer.
Well, you didn't actually end up spoiling anything. I don't know. Donnie was like, "I'm gonna get into it," and I was like, "All right, I mean, okay." I didn't leave.
Yeah,
So-
because you were told you weren't allowed to.
It's true. I forgot it was the full 20-minute show that we were doing rather than a little 5-minute. But hey, it is what it is. I have really no idea what's happening in this Batman movie. I've skipped.
We got an
everything except that
elaboration
first
from
one,
Move
so-
the Carcel. Says, "I'm divorced and bitter." It's an automatic response. Oh no, I'm sorry.
yeah.
That sucks.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear that story sometime.
Yeah.
Ryan, Sam Humphries did text you. I can't remember if we told you.
Yeah,
this.
he said that he can't do it tonight, but he'll do it another night.
Ridiculous.
He said he just came in to heckle for a minute.
Fair. I'm gonna get Brandon Allred in here. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy,
Brandon.
It's good to be back.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Ryan.
So, Matt, now that you're engaged, are you gonna have to cut back on comics and all the nerdy goodness to save up for a ceremony, or how's that working out?
You see, I would, but my fiance is actually the one who tends to get me those things.
Nice. All right.
So
That's why he's locking it down.
That's pretty cool.
exactly.
Nice.
So I'll have to cut back.
Okay, sweet, man. Sweet.
I get everything
Awesome.
else. She gets that.
Sweet, dude.
I always think it's
I'm
funny,
happy.
Ryan, when you're like, Griffin, what does your girlfriend think of when you want to do a watch through of Star Wars movies? It's like, our partners like watching things with us.
My wife, I disagree. I think that they pretend to.
Oh, okay.
Karen used to like
Interesting.
it, and then throughout our relationship, she's progressively let me in more on what what she likes and what doesn't like.
Yeah.
She must. I mean, you must be quite a catch then for her to have faked it for so long.
I told you my story with Sex and the City on here, I think, where I watched the whole thing with her, and then in the last episode, I told her I hated all of it.
Yeah.
That feels like you tripping at the finish line, though. Like you almost made it. Like
I know. Well, it was just like I felt so secure in our relationship. I think we watched the last episode in an apartment that we had moved into together, and I was like, "Listen, I can finally tell you this. I really hated this."
We have a question from Seven Heads 10 Crowns in Super Chat, $5. What's everyone's favorite era / series of Batman? Well, Seven Heads 10 Crowns. We have a whole podcast coming out with Ryan and Donnie where they get into it, but we can certainly talk about it a little bit here. Ryan, real quick, you can talk about the comics too. We were mostly talking about the movies on the show, but what sticks out to you in terms of Batman runs?
Well, I think that the thing that made Batman what it is in the movies is Dark Knight Returns, and it's still, I mean, it's one of the most incredible comics ever made. I just reread it recently, and it's just like so much information packed in there in such an interesting way. It's such an achievement.
Hell yeah.
And I assume everybody's read that, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I use Batman's monologue as a warm-up sometimes.
Oh, yeah. That's dope. Let's hear your Batman voice, Ryan.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that.
Yes.
No, come on. Let's
Oh
hear it.
man, I will do it, but give me a minute because let me bring up the actual monologue. I don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
Ryan Stegman, let's hear your Batman voice.
Hey,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that bit in the Batman trailer where they go, "Who are you?" and he's like, "A Batman.
It's
I'm
me.
Batman.
It's me.
It's me, a Batman."
I want
thank
you to
very
remember,
much.
Clark,
Oh,
in all your years to come, in all your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
very good, sir. Hell yeah.
Caught me off guard.
So-
Kind of scared the hell out of me.
So Ryan Michael, as a voice actor, what are your thoughts on Christian Bale's Batman voice?
When you hear his explanation, I think it's better. When you hear that he was, I remember finally hearing it. I think it was after the whole trilogy was done. They had that one interview where he was like, this is a guy that, he goes to extremes, like he's a guy that dresses up like a bat, you gotta be a weird type of guy to do that, to go to that level. So I don't think this is a guy that would just come at you like, hi, I'm Batman. I think he would go all in. I think he would do a voice. And, like when I heard that, it made a lot more sense. But I think it was a great choice. I think, unfortunately, the backlash of now every single person does, hi, I'm Batman. So it's kind of like the Pirates before the guy in Treasure Island. Pirate, arr, talking like this was not part of a pirate. But as soon as he did that voice as Long John Silver in Treasure Island, from now on, that is the voice of a pirate. So I think that's the backlash. I think Bale's choice overall was good. It was a little ridiculous when he started talking for the entire finale of the Dark Knight. Maybe not for a monologue, especially to a guy who knows, like, you're friends with this guy. You don't have to cover your voice as much. So, but I think it was a good choice. But yeah, it's more of the cliche. Like even Bane, I thought it was cool that he did a voice, but now since everyone just has their own Bane, it's become kind of a joke.
It's a bit of a joke, but it's also iconic.
I just watched.
I think it's memorable.
I just watched because I've now finished watching all 13 Star Trek movies, and I just watched Nemesis, where Tom Hardy pops up, and he's young and slender and shiny and smooth and young, and he's very subtle.
A lot of
himself.
words there. Even.
Is he young?
He's very young. Well, it is very striking because he looks like if a baby was like an evil British man. Yeah. If a baby was a hot, evil British man, and it was so weird seeing him like that and seeing him be so posh. And like the fact that he can be like a posh, like aristocratic villain, and then move into the Bane thing, and then now he's just this disgusting, like Eddie Brock blowing his nose into a towel as he walks by. Like he's an interesting actor for sure. Like I feel like he's been memed so much now that like people don't think about how interesting of a performer he is, but he really is.
Oh, he's one of the best actors in the world for sure.
He's great. Have you seen Warrior, that like MMA movie that he's in?
No, but he does a part in Peaky Blinders that is
Yes.
so good. I mean, he's so imposing.
He's very good.
Are
and
you
Bane,
okay?
I think Bane was all interesting choices. Like I love that version of Bane. And the Venom thing is just so weird because those movies are so bizarre. But he is really fantastic.
My biggest problem with Bane was that he played at the end, spoiler alert for anyone that has 10-year-old movie, he plays second fiddle to Talia.
Yeah.
And they kind of did that in Batman and Robin where he was second fiddle to... So I just wish we got a Bane that was his own man. He was the rival to Batman. Like Bruce Wayne chose good. I can't remember Bane's real name, but he chose evil. They should be like on the same level. They just chose different paths.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
I agree. Mason Brown's got a question. What are your thoughts on the Marvel Netflix shows coming to Disney Plus? Ryan, did you watch all the Defenders stuff on Netflix when it was coming out?
No.
Okay. That was such a fast and definitive response.
Okay.
Ryan Stegman, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been trying so hard to get Griffin to watch Daredevil season 3 because I think all 3 seasons of Daredevil are fucking
They're
masterpieces.
perfection. They are just
Yeah, season 3 is some of the best comic book shit we've ever gotten, I think. And I feel like it was underappreciated because it came after Defenders wasn't very good.
Yeah, that's
Defenders was quite lame, which is upsetting.
Mhm.
But that cast is pretty fantastic. We don't need to talk about Iron Fist at all. But Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, those are all pretty solid.
I will
At
say
least,
one
like,
thing.
the first seasons of those.
I was just gonna say one thing about Iron Fist is Jessica Henwick, I think is her name, as Colleen Wing is the standout. Like, I know
for sure.
she was invited to come do Shang-Chi, and she said no. I'd rather do the Matrix, not only to A, be in the Matrix, but two, I want to come back as Colleen Wing one day because I think that character's awesome, and I feel like if I do Shang-Chi, I'm kind of screwing myself and I can't come back. So
Sure.
Season 2 of Iron Fist was an improvement. I mean, it went from like F tier to C tier.
yes, agreed.
I didn't see anything past season 1, but and I actually haven't seen The Punisher either.
You're not missing
So-
anything. You're not missing.
You didn't like Punisher?
I didn't like. I would much rather. I'd rewatch all 3 seasons of Daredevil before I watch Punisher again.
Oh yeah.
Which I've heard that it's kind of meh, which sucks because he is such an incredible piece of Daredevil.
He's a great.
Like,
John
Season
Bernthal.
1 of Punisher is a kind of meh, but season 2 is pretty solid.
okay.
It's great casting with John Bernthal, but then you have to kind of wake yourself up because everything else past that is just kind of like it's like watching Star Trek Nemesis.
There is this problem.
Nemesis is something.
There is this problem with certain stories where when you have such a solitary character and they start adding all these other characters like FBI agents and innocents caught in the mix, you kind of get less of that character you're here for. So like I feel like if Punisher had more of a Breaking Bad aspect where like you're almost always with Walter White, even though there are other characters. Walter's in almost the whole thing. So
Punisher's
I feel
just a hard fucking character. I would not.
it's a hard
like
character to shoot.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just like writing wise, like with the Tony fight, because he's a bad guy. Like he sucks. He's
Yeah.
awful. but you can enjoy watching him be awful to awful people at points. But he just works so well as a supporting character to a character like Daredevil. So when you focus on him, I feel like that's such a difficult thing to execute.
They literally show the way he lives, and he lives making plans to kill people and eating beans out of a can. That's not very entertaining to film. So,
Do you
Yeah.
know how hard it is to stay shredded only eating beans, though? Like, you gotta
That's true. That's true. Good
Did
point.
y'all ever
You gotta
see,
commend him for that.
There was, like, years after the first Punisher movie, Thomas Jane did, like, a 12-minute short of
Yes.
him playing the Punisher.
Is it called Dirty Laundry or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is they had to change the Punisher logo because a bunch of fucking idiots took it. So that sucks.
Yep.
But so yeah, I'm happy that the Netflix shows are coming to Disney Plus because I'd love to see those characters come back into the fold. So
Are they going to make new ones, or are you just saying like the old ones are going to be available on there now?
I mean, I think everyone's expecting that at least the Daredevil side of things is coming back into play, and I think it wouldn't be too much of a surprise. There's been rumors about Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
That one
so-
that one actress that's Foggy's girlfriend in Daredevil, she tweeted that she was wearing a Disney Plus hat when they were talking about them moving over. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with stuff continuing.
She needs a job.
I'm excited. I think Charlie Cox is definitely going to show up as Daredevil again in the very near future. At the very
He just said he was. Yeah,
He said
they
he
were
would.
working on something. Yeah.
did you guys hear the sad turn of events that happened to Charlie when he went to go see Spider-Man?
Yeah, that was awful. Did you
Yeah,
guys
that
hear
was
about that?
messed up, man.
What
That was
happened?
a bummer.
So
Well,
Charlie
yeah, go
decided after hearing the rumors of everyone's reactions to the guys showing up in the movie and everything else, he's like, I'm gonna go sneak in and I'm gonna wait to hear what happens when I show up.
And he's quoted as, I think, saying in the article, "Not a fucking sound." I was so disappointed.
It's even worse than that, because he was apparently standing outside the theater like waiting for it, and his wife was filming him. His wife wanted to film him being excited about the reaction, but they went on like a Monday after it had already been like a big deal, and so like it was like a really chill outing. So like there was no sound at all. That sucks so bad. I feel like Charlie Cox has just been screwed so many times with this. That sucks. He seems like he's the best.
Yeah, that's a bummer, because I saw it a few times, but pretty much every time people lost their shit.
People are freaking out.
About Daredevil.
I know he was so method in his Matt Murdock that he said he had trouble getting other roles in between seasons of Daredevil because he had trouble keeping eye contact. After he trained himself to stare off into the distance, pretending to be blind, it was actually hard to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I did not know that. I mean, he's awesome. So, Ethan R., it's your first time on the stream. Welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you, man.
Pleasure to be here.
What you been up to? You been watching anything? Reading any comics? What's piqued your interest lately?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, right now I'm kind of having a fangirl moment a little bit because
first time. Yeah. Hey, no worries, man. No worries.
Hey, everybody's like that the first time they meet me and Griffin.
That's the supple boy.
Yeah. What can we say? Hey, take it easy. You know, we're down to earth fellows, but Ryan Stegman,
he's a diva.
Oh, that's definitely true.
So, Ethan, you a big fan of Mr. Stegman's work here, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's pretty good. He's okay.
He's up there.
Yeah.
What's
your Are you all caught up? You read Venom and everything, King in Black? Yeah.
I've read Venom. I'm not completely caught up on all the Carnage stuff, but Venom I've got a pretty good basis on.
All right. Well, that'll be my first recommendation is finish up the Venom run, all the Carnage stuff, and from there you can jump over and join us when they launch Vanish in a few months here. It's gonna be pretty sweet. But other than the work of Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates, you read comics otherwise, or you just like that sort of stuff caught your attention? Right, sweet. What you been into?
I'm pretty into comics, yeah. Right now I'm reading Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman. I just bought a couple volumes.
Great choice.
At the comic store in my town.
Brandon's a fan.
Yeah, I've been reading it with my dad actually, and like I'll read a volume and then I'll pass it off to him, and he's a pretty big fan too.
Yeah, was he into comics as a youngin as well?
Oh yeah, he got me into comics.
Sweet, man.
That's the way.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very very cool. Yeah, man, the passing of the torch. It's a
little bit.
I feel like that's kind of how, I don't know. It's how so much of I think in particular some of the stuff in the nerd sphere, like Star Wars is something like that, and comics, like those are things that I feel like just get passed down because someone in the family is a fucking nerd, and they just find one other they find one other person to give it to. Ryan, would you say that's the case for you? Did somebody pass it down to you, or did you just have to find it because you had no friends?
Way to frame the question.
It was solely up to me. It was so weird because when I got into them, my dad, after I got into them, was like, "Oh, I was really into those when I was young. I've got a bunch of them in the attic." And then he brought down all these old comics. I was like, "What? Where were these when I was younger?" But I was on my own. I just happened upon a comic book store one day, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the thing." This is what I've always wanted in my life, because I wanted, I drew all the time, didn't know what to do with it.
Somebody revealing like an old treasure trove of comics in an attic or whatever is the best. Like my grandma brought me this paper bag full of like books that she found at a flea market thing, and it was all this like just old shit, and some of it was like water damaged and destroyed and stuff. But like there was stuff in there like Deadpool's first solo series and stuff, and like a lot of really cool little bits and pieces. And Yeah, like the smell of like musty ass comics from somebody's fucking storage is the best.
Oh, I huff my comics all the time.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Especially the older they are, the better.
Who was that recently that said the reason they still buy comics is because of how they smell? Who just somebody said that was on the stream the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's very true. They're a sensory experience.
Oh yeah. That's why, like, when I come here, I'm at my parents' place right now, and I've got a shit ton of my comics from high school and everything here, and that's always fun to just sort of dig through and reminisce. Got to pay a little visit to my East Michigan comic shops here soon. It's been a minute. Well, sweet, Ethan. Not my Ethan. Or someone listen to music?
That might
Someone's
be my
jamming.
mom, actually. Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Man, you're good. She's jamming. No worries.
I don't want to.
I'm
I
gonna.
was gonna say I don't want to interrupt, but I gotta head out. So I'll let
No
someone
worries,
else
man.
come in. It was nice seeing
Thank you for
everyone.
coming.
See you,
Have
man.
a great night, man.
Yeah.
We'll
Take
chat
care,
soon.
man.
Thanks
See
so
you,
much.
definitely.
Bye. All right, Matt's out. Abigail's in.
Hey.
Hey.
Abigail!
Good to see you, Abigail. Let's go down to Sean. What
I
you been
do?
up to, man?
Man, I went and saw Vengeance yesterday.
Yeah, fuck
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Sweet. I'm gonna be going tonight,
Nice.
11 p.m. So I don't know, it's 3 hours, and I picked the latest possible show time for some reason. So probably gonna have to take a little nap after this. But how was it? Just your non-spoiler reaction, sort of. You dig it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I said it on Twitter, but I think like the best way to describe it to comic people, I think the best way to describe that movie is it's a really good detective comic story.
Okay, sweet.
If that makes sense. Like you'll know how like the Batman flagship book will be like the more big name, fantastical kind of stuff, and then detective will be the more intimate kind of stuff. That's what that movie was. It was a really good detective comic story, and that's why I like it. That's my number 2 right now with Batman Returns.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Really?
Sweet.
That's awesome. I love that.
Those are two very different movies.
I know, but I don't know. Dude, like, and this is probably gonna get me in trouble, but I would put that over the Nolan 3.
I
listen,
think that's fair, man. Batman Returns is up there for me. That's such a like the gothic part of Gotham in that movie is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Ethan R's out, by the way, real quick. Ethan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for coming, Ethan.
He said,
And that's also
"Have a good
that is
one,
all,
and
that is
stay
what the
supple."
positives and negatives I've been hearing about the new one are, is that people are either like, well, it's like a super grounded, gritty, awful detective story, and then the positives are like it's a super grounded, gritty, awful detective story.
And there was a lot of like,
oh yeah,
there was a lot of stuff I like that was more like cinematography. There were some really dope shots in it because I didn't even pay attention to cinematography and stuff like that until I started watching Breaking Bad. And just some of the shots that are in Breaking Bad are really well done, and this movie does it too. I don't really have any. The only complaint I have didn't have anything to do with the movie. It was the movie theater. When we got the tickets for it, a friend of mine, the seating arrangements were different online than they were when we got there. So my friend and I, we thought we were going to be sitting up top. We were actually in the 4th row. So for 3 hours, I'm kind of like, trying to watch.
Hey, that's very immersive.
I was immersed, man. I was really immersed.
Do you have a recliner at the very least?
No, we did not.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so
okay.
like we're kind of
God.
forced that chair, but yeah, like I could see what kind of Vidal Sassoon shampoo Robert Pattinson had in his hair when he was Bruce. It was great. But yeah, other than that, dude, I would. That's a very enjoyable 3 hours. I love that movie.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
I'm super excited to see it. You know what? In my Batman rewatch, I threw in Lego Batman. And that movie, I hadn't seen it, I think, since it came out.
It's a good one.
Fantastic. Hilarious, honestly. And And yeah, also packed full of just some really fun corners of Batman lore that they're never gonna do in a live action movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a nice little surprise because I like Lego Movie, and I couldn't remember if Lego Batman like really held up, but it did. It almost has like a Spider-Verse sort of charm to it in the way that it's like playing off of the previous Batman movies. So yeah, I really dig that. If you guys haven't caught it for some reason, it's on HBO Max.
Will Arnett is a great comedic Batman. So
yeah, he's fantastic in it. I don't love everything Will Arnett does. I'm a huge Arrested Development fan, though. So
yeah, exactly.
The fact that Job is Batman is pretty fun.
Wait, Tyler Janess turned me on to Murderville, though.
I was going to say, did anybody watch Murderville?
Yeah, it's fucking excellent. It's really fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Do you guys know? Does everybody know what that is?
I've heard of it. I just haven't started watching it yet.
Yeah, it's a show where Will Arnett is a detective, and every episode he's doing a new case. But his new partner in each episode is a celebrity that has to. They're the only one without a script, and so they have to improv along with his scripted mystery. And then at the end, they have to guess who the murderer was.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And so you got Conan O'Brien in there and Kumail Nanjiani and stuff, and it's very fun. I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah. I keep passing it on Netflix, but I haven't taken the time to watch it yet because it doesn't have Batman in it.
Well, it's super easy. Like goes down super easy.
Yeah, it does. It's very breezy stuff.
How long are they? Are they an hour or
30 minutes?
Oh, perfect.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Oh, Ryan, I have a bone to pick with you.
Why?
I started watching your Archive 81. Is that it?
Yeah.
I thought it was an anthology, like the Twilight Zone. Like every episode was different, so I was like, I'll just jump in and watch one episode, and then I know it's a series and they're all connected. I'm like, damn it! And I didn't finish it, but I got hooked for the first like 3 or 4. Where I thought I was just gonna watch one episode and go to bed. I ended up staying up and watching like at least 2 or 3 episodes.
So I liked it but the ending really, it was one of those. Well, I guess I don't want to ruin it for you if you want to watch more of it.
Yeah, no, I'll finish it one day, but
well, if you
can still tell me you can still tell me a general feeling of what you like.
It felt like the end of Lost, where you're like, wait a second, you didn't have anything.
All right.
Very good. I love that's what a good comparison. You know your shit's good when you're getting that Lost finale.
They had like all this stuff set up, and I actually think that there was like my theory on what happened would have been awesome. They would have played it out, but they just kind of dropped everything.
It is the worst when your fan theory is way better than anything the people getting paid millions of dollars got paid to think of.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I immediately started thinking about everybody who hated Game of Thrones finale. It sounds just like Ryan Stegman right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like The Last Jedi, where Last Jedi was nobody's fan theory, and then they were like, okay, for episode 9, we're going to run it back, and we're going to do all the fan theories for 8, and then The Rise of Skywalker came out. Sean, what else have you been up to? Anything else you've been watching, reading you want to talk about?
I just started reading Chip's book Newburn, which it's an interesting one so far. I'm just learning never to just deny anything that Chip will do. Even when he's kidnapped in the woods somewhere, he can still turn out a good book. So yeah, I've been reading that. It's 4 issues in. I kind of waited until it had a few before I started. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And funny thing is, because Ryan and I started talking when Ryan came on my friend and I show, The Blur Cave, and somebody that's a fan of mine, and they saw when we talked to Ryan and Donnie, and they knew I was a fan of Spawn. They actually sent me this Spawn figure.
Whoa!
Apparently, it's a remaster of the '94 one.
Okay.
The original. And I don't know what to do with this because I've never had figures before.
Don't let it suck you in.
That's why I just keep it closed and but it looks cool, and I kind of want to touch it, but I don't want to touch it.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's a dope Ghost Rider piece you got on your wall there too.
I know. I loves it so much. I loves it.
Is it the one that I did?
Yes, it is.
I'm so awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's awesome. Is Newbern? I hope I'm not saying anything I'm not supposed to say here. Is Newbern the one Chip's writing a pilot for? He's talking about that, right?
Yeah, he talked about that here.
Nice. Awesome. I think I picked up issue 1, and I think it is in my to read pile still, along with a billion fucking other things that aren't written by Donny Cates.
Do you know how to read?
Occasionally I do.
Interesting.
I do like comic books.
Okay.
I don't know how to read. I do know how to write, Ethan.
Any thoughts on Watchmen? Okay.
I know it exists.
Did I talk on here? Did I talk on here
don't.
about how I started watching or reading the old Ghost Rider from the 80s?
Oh yeah, how's that?
Well, it's pretty cool. I really Javier Salteras does the art with Mark Teixeira inks. Very cool. But there's a part where they're trying to do cool street lingo, and the guy says, he sees Ghost Rider and he's like, "What is that? My eyes must be dissing me."
That's good stuff.
That's gonna be me after I see Batman's in there. I'm be like, "Whoa, my eyes just dissed me for 3 hours straight," in all the best ways, I assume. Well, I'm glad you're an unexploited supple, Sean. Thank you as always for being here. Brandon Allred, what is going on, sir? What have you been up to?
Brandon Allred, explain yourself.
Well, I'm very, very behind on comics because you see me now in my animation studio that
very nice.
I work in full time now.
Hey,
so I won't be able to show up on streams a whole lot.
Hey, no worries, sir. Got to get the work done, pay the bills.
Exactly. I've been reading this book called Crossover. You might have heard of that one. I'm also reading. I just read Afterlift by Chip Zdarsky, as well as his Kickstarter or not Substack and Comixology book, The All Nighter. It's really weird because I had seen Chip's name, but I never read any of Chip's books until he started showing up in these streams.
Really?
And so I thought
what about him showing up in these streams sold him to you?
I thought these were going to be stupid, light reading, really fun books, and then everything he writes is the darkest, cut yourself to this book.
Well, if you read Sex Criminals, you'd be like, okay, this is what I expect from Chip Zdarsky. Not that he writes that, but you would expect that'd be something he'd work on.
I found
he's got a lot of serious books.
I found a variant cover to that one where it's he's posed on the cover like this. It's a photo of him, and it was hilarious. But yeah, his books are super dark. And then I'm reading the old original Moon Knights, the old omnibuses.
Oh, cool.
And those also have terrible, terrible street lingo. It's really bad.
I really enjoy that. When I find a good bad street lingo thing, it's just the best.
Some of it is overtly racist and it's not even that someone is portrayed negatively, but just the things they say. You portray a certain culture saying a certain thing and it's oh my God, why did you do that?
Yeah,
how did they let it go?
Ethan and I have our show Comic Book Rewind. If you haven't caught it, check it out.
I've heard the first two for sure. Is there a third episode?
That's all there is currently, so you're caught up. Stay tuned.
Griffin
R.I.P.
froze for good.
He's gone.
All right, now we can get down to brass tacks.
Wait, I think he's back. I saw him blink. There he is.
Who is gone?
I don't know. I was just gonna get to the point that there was some really fucking weird shit in Marvel Comics. Number one.
Oh yeah. That podcast, it let me down because I tried to order the pistol cigarette holder
for children. By the way,
we did just record a Supple Boys, and we're recording a rewind on Monday. And there have been no podcasts because we're writing a comic book. I'm sorry, everybody. We're fucking trying to write a comic book.
Is it a Substack?
Listen. Who's to say?
Maybe,
but it's certain. But what I can say is it's taking all of our fucking time.
It's taking any amount of creative energy we have, and hopefully it's putting it to good use. We're super excited to maybe share some stuff with you very soon. Abigail,
hey,
how's it going?
Pretty good. Okay, so on the reading side, I've been reading Spider-Man Beyond, although technically I've just been collecting it because some of my issues were missing from my pull, so I can't read further without getting those missing issues. So that's on hold. I've been reading Superior 4 and Villains for Hire from Devil's Reign.
Sure.
Venom, and I've recently started reading Jed McKay's Black Cat.
I've heard it's great. I haven't read it yet, but what's everybody's thoughts? We're almost done with Spider-Man Beyond now. Actually, at this point, we've been doing it for 6-7 months now. What's everyone's thoughts? Did you guys dig the? Obviously, we went to 3 shipments a month. Is always a little intense for me and my wallet. But the rotating creative team, I think, is always fun, especially, coming off of extended runs like Slott and Spencer. Rotating creative team is great, especially when everybody was just bringing it, honestly. And yeah,
I thought ASM 89 was fire. I thought Bagley was like popping off. 89 really brought everything together for me really well. I was starting to get really excited at that point.
Yeah, well, I was convinced.
It was just great. Bagley came back. Sorry, Abigail, I cut you off. That was unintentional.
I was convinced. Well, I still am convinced that Beyond was just an audition for the writers to take over for the next book.
Could be.
Yeah, and old Zeb Wells must have won it out. So
I can say, you want to know the truth?
Give it to us, Ryan. That was not the case. But Zeb Wells is back with the Amazing Spider-Man #1 in just a couple months with John Romita Jr. So holy shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, honestly. It's been super fun. So I can't wait to see what they're gonna whip up. And Bagley being back on it, and he's still just so on top of his game. And it's wild to be reading Spider-Man drawn by Mark Bagley again. And I can't wait to see JR back on it. So that's gonna be pretty dope.
And if we're still talking bat adjacent things, even though I'm not much of a DC person, a few days ago I watched Catwoman Hunted.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. I only watched it just because A, it's anime, and B, I just came there for Elizabeth Gillies.
I love Elizabeth Gillies. Yeah.
Is it streaming?
Only on digital and Blu-ray.
Okay.
So I just rented it from YouTube.
Very nice. Is that like a new animated thing or?
Yeah, it's just a movie.
Okay, sweet. I haven't seen it.
Our drawing is finished, guys, and I've got 10 minutes before I have to leave my house.
Oh my god! All right. Well, Ethan's gonna pull a name.
Well,
and
it was Griffin's turn to draw the name, and then he texts me and he's like, "My computer can't do it." So now I'm drawing the name.
I don't want Batman spoilers.
No Batman spoilers in the names, please.
Yeah, that's exactly
Whatever. All right,
fucking
Ethan's gonna pull a name, and I'm gonna ask Dom Gomez what he's been up to while we still got time.
Thank you to everybody in the chat that's saying that they love this sketch. That's very nice of you.
That's very good, Ryan.
That Spider-Man, I just got signed by Ryan in Vegas.
Let's see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Dominic in person.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
That's dope.
Yeah, that's
very
cool.
very cool. Yeah, that'll be. He doesn't have his thing on, so I'll just wait.
Sorry.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta get it signed by all the Spider-Man greats now. You gotta bring it to every con and just see who's
Yeah, that's
there.
the idea. So I was just gonna
Sweet,
fill
man.
it up with all the artists that worked on it.
Old school play as I'm still on for Philly. Yes, as of right now, I'm still on for Philadelphia.
Beautiful. I'm so glad.
But I just finished because I think Ryan just talked about Dark Knight, and I just read it for the first time to prep for the new Batman movie.
Oh wow,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
So like Frank Miller and Klaus Janson, like the inking stuff, totally wanted to play around with that.
Oh,
And-
that's cool.
Oh, that is
I like
cool.
that.
Thanks. Yeah. So
I got the while I was at that store in Vegas, they showed me through their warehouse, and they had the gallery edition of The Dark Knight Returns, and I was just I was like, can I just buy this at cover price? Because if you try to buy it online, it's like $1,000. And the guy John who owns the store was just like, here, take it. And so I have that. I'm going to reread Dark Knight again, but in the gallery editions with the original art.
That's
excited about
insane.
that.
That is sick.
It's cool.
Yeah,
pretty sweet. We were just talking about animated DC stuff. The Dark Knight Returns animated adaptations, the two-parter, it's pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. That's I mean, DC's got a bunch of cool animated stuff, but that one that's one that you want them to nail, and I thought they did. I was pretty pleased with that
fantastic.
one. Unlike Killing Joke. Killing Joke was a bit of a fucking letdown.
I went and saw that one in theaters, and I almost burned it down. It was so bad.
Yeah,
I've never read Killing Joke, and like that was about to be my first experience with it. And then I got to the Batgirl scene with Batman, and I turned it off. I was like, I can't do this.
Fucking no, man. And all those editions were bizarre, and then it would just look so cheap.
Why did they do it?
I don't know, Ethan. That's a good question.
Why did they do it?
What if because they were just like, Batman needs to be sexier? There needs to be more sex in Batman. This thing for children.
I felt like he was already pretty sexy.
It was more supple than sexy.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That's true. That's what they say about Bruce Wayne. You can't be Batman. You're too supple.
I was really bummed by Mark. Mark Hamill is amazing as the Joker, my favorite Joker of all time. And I was waiting the whole movie for his monologue, and I just feel like somehow he missed it. I don't know, like I'm not a director. I don't know how I would have said, Mark, can you give us another take and make it better? But like there was just something missing. I mean, he's usually a 10 out of 10, and this was like an 8 or a 7. There was just something missing from his big monologue that I don't know. I just wanted it to be better. Besides the whole forced Batgirl stuff, like I really wanted him to shine at that monologue, and it just somehow missed the mark.
I think Mark Hamill just sucks.
Oh
yeah.
Nobody likes Mark Hamill.
No,
Yeah, he's not popular at all.
Ethan.
All right, I have a winner for the sketch.
Okay.
You ready?
Is it me?
Everybody better do our drum.
I get to keep it.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
Woo!
It's not Ryan. It's famous filmmaker Wes Anderson. Congratulations.
Snap.
Apparently, famous filmmaker Wes Anderson is a GOAT subscriber of KLC Press. So congratulations. Congratulations on winning the Batman sketch. You probably could have just bought it because of your Wes Anderson money, but
Ryan,
but
next week you'll have to
congratulations.
draw Fantastic Mr. Fox next week.
Ooh, good idea. Not really.
Hey, that's a good movie.
It is a great movie.
Well, hey, Mr. Stegman's got to bounce. We did have a Chains of Mania promo event that went on all last month. Ryan Michael, of course, knows everything about it. We do have winners for that promo. We were going to try and do those on the stream tonight, but since we're running low on time, you guys can stay tuned for those in some other form of an announcement. Potentially,
you could do it while I'm gone.
We could. I feel like maybe you should be present for it. but that's fine if you don't want to.
What
I
do the
think
people
it's
in here
not
think?
fine.
What do our loyal listeners think?
I mean, how long does it take to read some names?
I could run them all down. I could run them all down right now.
All right, you got 5 minutes.
See. Okay. A Mike Perez is a monthly subscriber that's getting upgraded to an annual. And we have a whole bunch of folks here that are about to be upgraded from yearly to GOAT. Darren Roweth is there, Dan Hallefield, Nikolai S.
Dan's in the
Hinkle. Dan, you did it, dude. You're a GOAT.
Hollofield, nice.
Dallas Heisler, again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering anybody's names. David Bryce, Jesse Capps, James Caudill, and Al Parker. There's a couple other ones here. Ryan Michael, Abigail Mendoza, and Dominic Gomez are also
nice. Thank you,
upgraded
guys.
Really?
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Guys.
Thank you.
Cool. Abigail, you got to stop winning this stuff.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's gonna seem fake.
I've been here since day one.
That's true.
Amen. Amen. Some GOAT subscribers that we have that are gonna go ahead and get the CGC book are Daniel Buck, Brian Jeffrey, Ricky Douglas, and John Lunnan. Congrats to those guys.
Congratulations, everybody.
Now, we do also have a KLC Press prize pack that anybody in this could have won. And it's going to, let's see. I'm doing this just randomly, just like I'm going to go up and down the list of names, and you guys are going to tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right.
Coming.
Who's? I need one person. Ryan Stegman, tell me when to stop.
Not since the last update.
Keep going.
I'm going.
Continue. Stop.
David Bryce is getting the KLC Press prize pack.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Good job, David.
Very cool.
So, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for participating in Chains O Mania. Be on the lookout. We will reach out to you guys if we need anything from you. I don't think we do, except for the folks that are getting the CGC stuff. We will reach out to you asking for shipping information. So don't worry about having to do anything. If you're seeing this, that is, we will reach out if there's anything necessary. Otherwise, guys, congrats and enjoy the upgraded subscriptions. Thanks for participating.
Art Jedi has a question that I'm going to answer real quick. He wants to know if the Stegman Speaks episode is coming out this week. No, we're still compiling the questions, and I will. They'll be sending them to me, and I don't know, maybe this weekend I'll answer them, and we can get them out soon.
I feel like we can also drop too that Donnie will be doing his very own version as well, so you'll be able to ask questions of Ryan and Donnie, getting art tips and writing tips.
Writing
at
tips
KLC Press. Very exciting.
The KLC Press School of Comics. Also, for our friends who love a good Discord server, KLC Press Discord server is going to be up and running next week.
Yes!
Yay!
Awesome. See you guys online.
Everybody, yes, I can't wait to get in there and hang out and chat with all you guys on a more consistent basis. So that'll be awesome.
Is that enough?
I think
do we also do you want us to deliver hugs door to door? Is that do we need to do more?
I think that's good.
I think that's good.
This is great.
All right, guys, I got to check out.
Okay,
bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
I do not. I'm pretty much going to be here a little earlier.